Have you ever wondered, can even the gods make mistakes? Can a being tasked with escorting souls to the afterlife feel the pain of a child crying over their mother's death? This is the story of a messenger of death, one who once believed he was merely a tool of fate until he learned the greatest lesson of his immortal life: compassion and the wisdom of surrendering control. On a foggy afternoon, between the veil of two realms, the god of death meditated atop the seventh sky, where there is no time, no sorrow, and no love. He gave a simple command to one of his oldest messengers: "Go to Earth. The time has come to retrieve the soul of a woman. Her earthly mission is complete." Without question, the messenger bowed, his black cloak billowing in the windless sky, then vanished into the mortal world. But what he encountered was beyond what he'd ever expected. He found the lifeless body of a mother on the cold ground, her arms still wrapped tightly around 3 tiny baby girls' triplets. One was still nursing at her now cold breast, another was wailing in panic, and the third had cried herself into exhaustion, her tears drying on her cheeks. The house was empty. No family, no father, no one. Only death and 3 fragile flames of life. For the first time in centuries of escorting souls to the afterlife, the messenger paused. He felt something he had never known before: empathy. The first sin. Returning to the heavens, the messenger knelt before the god of death. "Forgive me, I could not take the mother's soul. The children need her." The god of death was silent for a long moment. Then, his voice thundered. "You have committed your first sin. You dare question the divine plan? You think you know better than destiny?" The messenger bowed but did not regret his action. "I do not know fate, but I know what it felt like to see an infant feeding from the breast of a mother who can no longer nourish her." The god of death declared, "Then live as a mortal, walk among humans, and only when you laugh at your own foolishness 3 times shall you be allowed to return." The first night on Earth. Banished to Earth, stripped of form and power, the messenger woke at the foot of a hill, naked, cold, and starving. A poor cobbler was passing by on his way to the city. Seeing the stranger, he stopped. "You look terrible, my friend. Come with me. I'll help you." Instead of buying warm clothes for his own shivering children, the cobbler used his last coins to buy a coat and food for the stranger. When he brought the man home, his wife exploded in rage. "Have you lost your mind? Our children are freezing and you brought a stranger home?" And in that moment, the messenger laughed. For the first time, the cobbler asked, "What's so funny?" The messenger only whispered, "You cannot yet see that in your act of loss, you've welcomed a miracle into your home." Shoes that spoke to the future. The messenger stayed. He learned the art of shoemaking and, being divine, mastered it swiftly. Soon their shoes became known throughout the land for their beauty and craftsmanship. One day, a royal servant brought a rare piece of leather. "Make a pair of shoes for the king, but do not under any circumstance make sandals, only shoes. There is only enough leather for 1 pair." In that land, it was custom to bury the dead in sandals, never shoes. But for reasons unknown, the messenger made sandals. The cobbler was furious. "You fool. This was for the king. If he lives and sees this, we're finished." Just then, the royal servant rushed back in. "Stop! Don't make shoes. The king has passed away. We now need sandals for his burial." The messenger laughed for the second time. A reunion long awaited. Years passed. One day, 3 elegant young women entered the cobbler's shop, accompanied by a wealthy older woman. They came to order shoes for their royal weddings. The messenger recognized them instantly. They were the 3 babies he had once left beside their dead mother. He asked the older woman, "May I ask, who are these young ladies?" She smiled. "They are not my biological daughters. I found them in the mountains years ago, abandoned next to a lifeless mother. I had no children of my own, so I raised them as mine." Now they are to marry 3 princes from 3 neighboring kingdoms. And in that moment, the messenger laughed for the 3rd and final time. The return of wisdom. That night, the messenger sat alone under the moonlight. He looked to the stars and whispered, "I have laughed 3 times, not at others, but at myself, at the arrogance of believing I could understand the infinite." With that, he vanished, returning to the heavens, wiser and quieter than ever before. We often judge life by what we see in the moment. We think we know what's best. We fight, we plan, we worry. But life is a vast canvas, and we see only a single brushstroke at a time. What feels like unbearable loss today may be the doorway to something beautiful tomorrow. Like the cobbler's wife who only saw the lost coins, not the blessing her husband brought home. Or the cobbler who panicked over sandals not knowing the king would soon need them. Or the messenger who thought the orphans would perish, never seeing the woman who would become their mother. Sometimes, we must trust that even when things fall apart, they may actually be falling into place. If this story touched your heart, consider leaving a like to help share its message. And don't forget to subscribe to Golden Bell Dharma, where every story opens a door to deeper wisdom.